Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to episode number 48 of Constructing Los Dangeles Season 2. Guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to continue to work on the oil rig that I just got started on last episode. I have made some modifications to it, just, additions, I guess. Starting to add some more fortification around the base layer. I also added this building here, which is almost just kind of like the office building for this place. I'm going to add a door to that today and work on a little bit of interior for that just to kind of plan it out. I also have the big drill mechanism in the middle, centered in the middle of the build. So I'm going to be connecting that to the building with a bunch of clutter. And I'm going to be trying to add some cranes, some silos, a generator, some lifeboats, and probably a few more things. I got to add the helicopter pad. I added that last episode, but I decided to move it somewhere else. I'm going to move that at a later point, but that's kind of like the update for the oil rig. And another thing I want to do is actually take the pillars down into the ocean. That's going to be another thing I am going to work on today. But I'm going to spend another episode on this today, guys. Probably going to be just these two episodes because we're coming actually pretty close to episode 50. And I did say a while back that I was going to start building the new neighborhood of Los Angeles around episode 50. So that's going to be something I'm going to be getting started with very soon. And I'm going to be building, well, at least trying to build my next big mansion, that can kind of compete with the Alpine mansion. So it should be pretty interesting. And I don't really have an idea for it just yet, but I'm hoping that I can come up with something really cool that could rival the Alpine mansion. And we'll kind of get started on that as soon as I can. Well, on episode 50, probably. I'm not sure how much I'm going to do on camera. I might actually go back to some of my old references from the original season of Los Angeles. I kind of wanted to see how much I worked on the Alpine Mansion on camera, because I know that I did build most of it off camera, and I think I probably want to do the same. That way, the final tour video is a little bit more of a surprise. Potentially, but I'm thinking really far ahead right now. I'm just kind of rambling, but thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. I got a question of the day to answer today. I'm going to spend most of my time here working on the oil rig, trying to make some solid progress on this build, because it definitely is a work in progress. It's not even remotely close to being finished yet, and it's something that I don't have a lot of experience building things like this, so it's kind of like a learning process, kind of going through and figuring out what I have to do to make it look as authentic as it can be, and kind of make sure that I'm getting the right block here going straight down the middle. So this is the basic drill mechanism. This is going to run down into the ocean, all the way down to the ocean floor where the oil is getting drilled from oil reserves underneath of the water, in case you guys are wondering kind of what the point of this is. So that's kind of like my plan for now. And as far as this build right here, I wanted to have the door right here. We're going to do some upside down stairs, as well as the acacia doors, which are really just glass doors, and they're absolutely awesome. And then as far as the floor in here, I think I was going to actually do something a little different. I was thinking about setting some birch down, and I just messed that up. I didn't need to do 5. I meant to do 5-2, I believe is birch. There we go. So birch has a new texture. I wanted to give it a try. It's very orange, but I think it kind of fits, so I'm going to go with it. And as far as the ceiling is concerned, whoops, that's not what I want to do. As far as the ceiling is concerned, I think I'm going to do either polished diorite or just regular old light gray wool. Let's give polished diorite a chance before we go any further. That's not polished diorite. Wait, hold on. I'm getting confused. Yeah, polished diorite is what I want. I just typed in polished andesite. That's good. Okay, now things are starting to come together for me. It's 1-4. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our ceiling design there. And of course, I'm going to add a staircase in this build. And on the lower level as well, there's going to be another set of those blocks. Going to get those filled in. Set 1-4. Break that open so I can get through that later. But yeah, this is going to be a small build. Nothing too big about it. Actually, one thing I got to do is open this part of the building up over here. Not going to double stack any of the walls. Keep things simple. Actually, this room is probably going to get closed off, so I'll just keep this wall here, I guess. I just wanted to make sure that I knew exactly where I was going to be opening up into. Keep that. And in here, we're going to have the ceiling go right here, I guess. And we're going to use our iron bars to set that. There we go. All right, sweet. So that's pretty good. And this will be an extra room. So yeah, this is good. Let me go ahead and actually, I'm just going to replace this floor. Hold on. This is, yeah, okay. There's a reason why I double stacked the original base for that exact reason. So I don't have to worry about any leakage of blocks that shouldn't be, you know, actually flooring on the exterior. So we got a little bit of a birch floor. You know, I think it looks cool. I mean, I like the new birch. I think it's it's one of the more detailed textures that Joe's made. I think it's sweet. And it adds a little bit from the exterior, just a little bit of color. Any little thing counts. Also, I missed a couple of blocks last episode that people were pointing out in the comments. Don't worry, I got you. I fixed all the fences. I actually modified this a little bit, added just some red blocks to it, as well as some more cobblestone walls in the corners. I think it just looked a little bit better. So I did that, just to let you guys know. But what I'm going to do right now is actually stack this into the ground. So let's go ahead and stack 3. Shoot that straight down into the ocean. Oh yeah, look at this. All right, let's make sure that it's all the way at the bottom here. What's the fastest way to get to the ocean floor? I guess I just gotta fly down or something. Why am I not flying down? Go down. Go down faster. Faster, faster. Okay, it looks like this is the ocean floor. That's actually gonna be down. Look, I love how the ocean floor is gravel now. That was one of my favorite changes. Okay, so that's good. Making sure that this goes all the way down into the water. Oh yeah. Nice. I like that. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do that throughout. I can't swim down for some reason. It's just not letting me. Alright. Okay, let's make sure that we stack this down 3. That goes deep into the ocean floor. We're going to get all this. This is going to help with the authenticity of the build so much. Being able to kind of see that, not floating anymore. It's going to look really nice. And as far as like how the drill is going to connect to the ground, that's something that I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on. Because, you know, again, it's an oil rig. I've never been on an oil rig in my life. I don't know what they actually look like. I'm just trying to, you know, build off of my imagination as much as I can. Alright, so that's good. We got one more to fill in here. Luckily that, oh wait, never mind, that's already been filled in. Luckily this part's very easy, which is stacking the blocks down into the water. I'm wondering if I should have, yeah, I guess these should probably go down as well. That probably makes sense. Okay, so let's have that stacked down 3. Is that going to go all the way to the bottom as well? Looks like it. Okay. And we'll do that on each one of these corners as well. And this is going to, I'm going to take a step back and look at all this and see how it's coming together. But let me make sure I'm looking down. While I'm doing this, guys, I'm going to answer today's question of the day, which is coming from Micah. And the question is, what is the easiest and hardest build in Season 1 and 2 of CLD? Thanks for the question, Micah. I would say the hardest build, or the easiest build in Season 1 was probably, oh man, easiest build. You know what? I'm going to say the Eclipse Towers. You might be thinking, that doesn't make any sense. That's a big build. That might have been pretty hard, but honestly, the design of it was pretty simple to kind of create, and I didn't have a whole lot of challenge putting that together. Hardest build, it's got to be the stadium. That took me a while to kind of get the design for it the way I wanted. So I would say that's probably my answer to that. And for Season 2, easiest build, oh boy. You know, honestly, again, this might sound weird, but the Freedom Tower, I mean, it was basically just a, you know, I kind of just had to take reference from the real build and kind of create it. And it wasn't that bad. So I would say the Freedom Tower here in Season 2, although it's not complete yet, but that would be my answer. And then hardest build Season 2 has got to be the military base, just because I don't have a lot of experience building things like that, and I think I have a good location for it, but I just think the proportions of it is something that is a little challenging. So that would probably be my answer for easiest and hard builds. I try to give examples of like some of the bigger builds there instead of, you know, kind of obscure things. Like I could easily say that, like, you know, one of the small houses of LD was like the easiest build, but you know, that's not super significant. Okay, so thank you for the question, Micah. I appreciate that. Hopefully I answered it good enough. And now what I'm trying to do is build this drill that goes down into the ground. So, I mean, I think that I'm open for interpretation on this a little bit, but that's essentially the extractor in the middle, right? And I think it's connected kind of cool with all the steel beams going across. I think that's actually kind of good. I like that. So we'll probably go with that. And then as far as the main level up here, I'm trying to decide if I want to add more windows. I think my plan was just to add windows on the seaside of the building. And if you're wondering what this building is, it's basically just like the technical, like the mechanical stuff, all the engineers and stuff like that on the oil rig are going to be working inside that building. Is essentially what that is. Just you know, kind of for reference for you guys. But yeah, I think in terms of the windows in this build, I think it's good. You know, again, they're just on kind of this side, whereas this wall's kind of blank. And I think that's good because now I can put the staircase here, and it's going to be kind of uninterrupted. In terms of like the windows. So let's go ahead and put the staircase in real quick. Let's see, 2 blocks away. Want to make sure that it's not interfering with the door too much. I don't know if it's going to or not. We'll see. I might have to move the door somewhere else, maybe on the other side, which would be okay with me, honestly. Okay, so we have our birch here. Let's open this up, make sure that we actually have space here on the second level. That's going to be a thing. Looks like we have just enough space coming up the staircase here, which is good. Okay. It's always a challenge to kind of get staircases put in Minecraft. It's something that I definitely underestimate sometimes. Okay, so that's going to go up against the edge. And then up here, I'm trying to decide if I want to do kind of like just like that kind of a banister. Or, you know, do I want it to be like a full-sized wall going all the way through? Because I could very easily... you know, just make like a wall like this and have that continue through. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think I might just have the staircase open like that. It really just depends. I'm not sure yet. One thing I do know, though, is there's no space up here on the second level. That's not open. So it's basically just this space up here, which is fine. So basically, I'm going to have like a bunch of desks up here with, going to try to make it look as detailed as possible. And of course, we have this nice little balcony out here, which overlooks little Survival Island Season 5 right here. And we're kind of near the highway that Danville used to be connected to, because Danville is going to be removed from LD, guys. This is a decision I made. A lot of people agreed with me in the comments. I think that it doesn't really fit. There it is, by the way. I don't think it really fits the city, so I'm going to be removing Danville from LD. So next up on the agenda, I'm going to be starting to build this crane, and I'm going to build them all over the place. I'm also going to build, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm going to build lifeboats. That's another thing that I have to do, like reserve boats that are kind of like attached to the side of the rig. That way, you know, if there's some sort of accident, you know, the people that are working can escape via the lifeboats. So I'm going to be doing that. I also need to pick a spot for the helicopter pad officially. But I'm going to be adding this crane right now, at least starting it. What I'm going to do is start with a 3x3 little block of some cyan clay. And I'm just going to stack this upward, maybe like 4. Do a little stack 4. Get that a little bit of height under it. And then I'm going to start to build this crane. So I'm not sure, you know, exactly how I'm going to do it, but I have built a crane in the past, so hopefully I can kind of build the same thing and make it look good. All right, one thing I'm definitely going to need is some of these iron bars. One thing I am going to be doing real soon, guys, is updating CLD to 1.12 for Minecraft. You know, so we're going to have the concrete blocks as well as the terracotta blocks on PC with the City Texture Pack Advanced. I'm going to be doing that probably before next episode, or either that or before episode 50. So just keep in mind that, you know, right now it's funny because Xbox is ahead of, you know, PC in terms of LD, which is hilarious to me. So I'm going to be updating that very soon because now I'm able to do it. So basically I have to update my world. It's going to be very easy, but I'm going to be getting that done here within the next couple of days. Okay, so there's the start of the crane. And what I want to do is have a ladder that runs up through the middle of this. So it's going to be hollow up through the middle. And we're going to climb all the way up through that. Okay. And we're going to continue this going upward. Right here is just kind of a kind of like a balcony for it, but it's going to have a use. later on. It's kind of like there's going to be somebody standing here to make sure that like things are going smoothly. It's basically just like another bird's eye view for the person who's actually operating the equipment. So that's kind of what this is supposed to be. Okay, so let me go ahead and take this up a little bit taller. I'm also going to utilize some orange blocks for this. Again, I'm trying to use as much color as I can for this build. Obviously, I'm not really that far into that at this point, but it's going to be something that I'm definitely going to be keeping in mind throughout the process of creating this. Alright, so that's going to be right around there. I'm probably going to trim that, actually. And that's good. Okay, so next thing I want to do is grab... Well, should we even bother putting a door there? I was thinking about putting like an orange block, getting the door. Maybe, I'm just going to use glass doors for this. Oh, I already have them in my inventory. Glass door, and then there's going to be a ladder. Okay, so now let's actually add like the crane part, the part where the operator is going to be sitting inside of it, okay? So this is going to stick out decently far. I would say probably 2 blocks, not quite as far as I want the actual like platform to go. But this will go out to maybe about there. I would say a solid 3 blocks past on this side as well. So it's not exactly symmetrical. In fact, I probably want to trim this actually an extra block here. Something like that. Okay. And now let's start to create this thing. So I'm going to take this up, make some 3x3 walls here. And then on this front part, also I need glass for this. This is going to be important. Gonna need some glass. Gonna have this wall go around like this. We can replace that block there. So the actual seat is going to be somewhere right around here. Okay. That's good. And let me go ahead and put this in. I'm going to place a glass block there. Orange block underneath of that. And as far as where the orange blocks are going to go on this build, it's probably going to be right around here. I'm also going to use some purple slabs for this. Purple slabs is another thing I want to try to utilize, because I think they're good looking blocks. Okay, so now the glass is going to go here, and let's go ahead and place some purple slabs on top of this. Now I'm wondering if I should have these be full blocks of gray, and then I can have some purple slabs going across the top here. I think that's probably going to look a little bit better. And then we can close this off like that, close this off like that, and maybe even do a little bit of glass opening up right there. So that's going to be like the room where the operator of the crane is going to be, you know, positioned, right? So we're not even close to being done with this. We still have, you know, so much more to add. Next thing I'm going to do is go like this. And now what I want to do is get some cobblestone walls, and I'm going to start to take a design up through here. So we're going to go with sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, until we get to probably, let's see, how high do I want this to go? That's actually probably pretty decent right there. And then I want to connect this with here as well. So 1, 2, 3. Wherever it connects, I guess, is gonna work out. So right there. In fact, that's a an even number. Oh god, I hate the even numbers. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to just, okay, hold on. I want that to be lined up. So I can either make it shorter here or taller here. I think I'm gonna make it taller here. I think. I hope. Okay, that's good. Take that up a few blocks. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're starting to make some sense out of this. I would like this to be an even number here. So what I'm going to do, pretty simple, just going to move this back 1 block, and that will line up nicely. So hopefully this is coming together, and that's kind of what I want with that. Sweet. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is probably use I want to use cobwebs, I think, for this. This might not be the final block I choose, but I want to do like sets of 2. So 2 and 2, and this is kind of like almost like a rope, more or less. But of course, it's just made out of cobweb. The reason why is it's going to be kind of a little bit more transparent, which is what I'm hoping for. And I don't want it to look like a smokestack either, so it might not even work. One thing I'm going to do, maybe even just do something like this, possibly, to kind of create that a little bit better. I could go with that. Alright, so, and then, of course, the actual, like, crane part of the build is going to come up from, let's see, we're going to place that block there. Where should I start the actual, like, maybe right here. This is going to be, I think, 3 blocks. You know what? Let's start it here. This needs to be full blocks. That way we can do that. And we can do that. And then this is going to start to run up like this. And this is going to go really high. And then there's going to be I'm probably going to use nether fences as kind of like a drop down from this. So this thing is probably going to continue up pretty far, to the point where it's going to be connecting to the cobwebs. It's going to be probably, I'm not going to say it's going to be any taller than the high point of the drill. So that's kind of like what I'm hoping for. And then, of course, what I'm going to do after that is there's going to be an extra part of this. Actually, we should lower this 1 block. Want to make sure that the view is still okay. So there's going to be another set of stairs running through, right? And then there's going to also be a set on the other side here. So there's going to be 2 sets. And then the blocks in between the stairs, I was hoping I was going to use the iron bars. I don't know if that's going to look good or not, but my initial idea was to do something like this, kind of in between the stairs, so it looks like there's kind of like a grid connecting it. And that's something that I think might work, actually. But let's take this up a little bit higher. Alright guys, I took a second to kind of just continue that design all the way up, and here's how it looks. Honestly, I think this looks pretty cool. You know, it's a crane. That's what it is. So I connected the cobwebs to the top of the arm of the crane, and then of course it's holding up a you know, some sort of object right now. You know, it could be whatever, but I'm gonna add 2 of these. Well, there's obviously already 1 built, so I'm gonna build another one on the other side as well. Helicopter pad, we're gonna add that later. You know, it's starting to come together a little bit. I like this though. This is a cool build. I think it's got a nice, I tried to add a little bit of orange, kind of like little designs running through, as well as on the base of it. So it's kind of got that gray and orange design. I think it looks pretty good. So cool crane design. I like it, and I think it fits on the build very nicely. So gonna be doing more stuff like this throughout. So anyway, guys, that's where I'm gonna wrap up today's episode. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy it. Episode 48 in the books. We're only a couple episodes away from 50 already, so this season's just kind of flying by. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. I'm working on the oil rig. This is probably, I might work on it 1 more episode. I haven't decided yet, but good progress today in terms of, you know, built this whole crane right here, and I think it looks pretty sweet. So anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.